Hamatakwepe, Miamalakota. I'm better washte. Today is a good day. So hello, my relatives. I hope all is well with you and you travel safely. I'm embarking now on a series of wisdoms from the indigenous people of North America. There's many recordings, both written in the 18, 17, and 1600s, of what Indian people said. They were interpreted, of course, into English. I want you to understand something. Linguists have ascertained, now these are international linguists, have ascertained that the most expressive languages on earth begin in the Western Hemisphere. And the languages become less expressive as you move west, until you come all the way around the world to the last language, which is English. And I've said this before. Anyone who speaks another language on this earth knows that you cannot adequately translate that language into English. English is the least expressive language on earth. Nevertheless, the translations still have meaning in English. So I'm going to read you the English translations of a very complex, thought-provoking, picture-producing language that is so expressive it's beyond belief. I know. Mia Malakota. I am an ally. I come from a people together. That's what Lakota means. The American Indian is of the soil. Whether it be the region of the forests, the lakes, the prairies and the plains, or the deserts and the pueblos. He fits into the landscape, for the hand that fashioned this continent fashioned the man and the people for it. He once grew as naturally as the wild sunflowers. He belongs on this land as the buffalo belongs. Luther Standing Bear, who was born in the 1860s, they think. He died in 1939. He's my great-grandfather on my mother's side. Dakota. Yanktawa, that's how we say it. Yanktawa, Dakota. What I want to tell you is my interpretation of what these learned and wise men and women, what they had to say when we were still free, when we had the wisdom of the ages. You see, even the Christians, when they bury you, have a phrase, from dust to dust. That has meaning. All living beings come from the earth. We have our stories in our mythology that tell us about when the animals ruled the earth and the humans were not there. Imagine that. Imagine that. If you're from the earth, then natural law prevails. Natural law is matriarchal law, matrilineal law. So we gathered our interpretation of time from the lunar cycles of the universe, which are better understood at night. So yes, we're of the land. And if we're of the land, and we're fashioned by the land we live on, now think about that. Around the world, you can still see it today. The indigenous people, how the land has fashioned them to suit the land. Our grandmother the earth. So if you see a tree, you can marvel at how it grows. If you see the birth of an animal, it is as wondrous a miracle as the birth of a human. In fact, even more so. Because the mother immediately knows what to do. And the animal is pretty well oriented to the immediate life. They spend a very small time in terms of time learning how to fend for itself. Nothing like a human. So it behooves us then to study our relatives of the earth, even the green relatives, the medicine plants. You learn very quickly a lesson in life by studying the green plants. You see, look at a park in a city. Go look at it. Nice, beautiful, tailored, lawn cut just so. The flowers planted just so. The trees are planted specific spaces apart. Look at those trees. You see the roots along the surface of the land. You can see that that's how it draws its sustenance. The tree does. It lives with the earth, draws its strength from the earth, and flowers into a long, strong, and healthy life, in most cases, at the parks. And now go out into the natural world and look at the green things. Look at the tree. You won't see too many roots crawling along the ground. You know why? Because the roots have to go in deep into our grandmother earth to gain her power and her strength, which is water, which is nourishment, the minerals in the soil, the different stratas you go through so that the roots can grab a hold and bring nourishment into its tree of life. So when the wind blows in a wild and fierce way, the trees in the park topple over because its roots are not deep. And they have no friends growing around them. Go out where a tree grows and you will see it is surrounded by all kinds of friends, different kinds of grasses, different kinds of flowers, different kinds of mushrooms, different kinds of life. And undisturbed within its own arms, the birds seek refuge. You see plants anywhere in our world, the good ones, they grow with friends, with allies. That's what they have all around them. They sacrifice and share with those immediate friends that draw the insects. Look for poisonous plants. You know how you can tell a poisonous plant? It's all by itself. It's bare. It's like an anthill almost, just bare around it. And that's what you learn, you see, from the earth. You learn from the earth. Poisonous plants. Think of those two. The allies that help one another grow, the trees, the grasses, the bushes, the berries, cherry, the insects, the animals who feed upon it, all together, sharing and sacrificing among one another. And then you have the poisonous plant. No friends. No friends. Great lesson in life. From one small saying comes a lot of wisdom. Doksha Ke. I hope to see you again.